Obviously, Mike, Blue and Gold Illustrated, and On3 are partners covering Notre Dame football. And there was a report Tuesday afternoon. And honestly, this isn't overly surprising, but On3 and Blue and Gold had it first. It sure looked like Riley Leonard was, I'll put it in my words, compromised injury wise in the first quarter against Northern Illinois. Marcus Freeman was asked, did he give any thought to putting in Steve Angeli? And they said there was no thought. Now we get some information from On3 and Blue and Gold that Riley Leonard was a little banged up. What are you guys reporting?
Yeah, Riley Leonard injured his non-throwing shoulder. So, expected to play against Purdue. But let me back up a little bit. He ran, I think it was 10 times in the first quarter. Like they were just running him on that opening drive where the Irish scored against NIU. And then I don't have the timestamp, but I believe it was in the second quarter because they stopped running him. He didn't have another rushing attempt after early in the second quarter. So it was like, okay, so you run him a ton early in the game, the first quarter, and then you just stop. I mean, if Notre Dame was able to continue running Riley Leonard, they might just win that game because, I mean, it was the rushing touchdown. It was effective. Perfect word. But then they just abruptly stopped. So you have a dual threat quarterback who we know is dynamic with his legs, but can be inaccurate. And now you can't really run him. And now he's got a non-throwing shoulder that's dinged up. Not a recipe for success. So you figured something was up, and then we digged into it at Blue and Gold. And it is an injured left labrum. He underwent an MRI. I was told it was Sunday, which revealed this. He is still expected to play at Purdue, though. So this is, I mean, Marcus Freeman talked about Leonard in the whole quarterback situation. This did not come up during the Monday press conference. Did not mention on the depth charts. That's why we're expecting him to still play. But what does that look like, Darren? I have no idea what this.
That's a big question. Does the opposite shoulder affect his throwing? I mean, he was never at Duke known as the most accurate quarterback. That was a part of his game that was going to be developed here. The interception, obviously, that pretty much ended the game was not a great decision, not a great throw. But I would like to know, will that injury affect his ability to throw the football?
Yeah, I mean, I was reading from Blue and Gold's Kyle Kelly that Baker Mayfield had a similar situation that affected his play in 2021, and he did not play well the rest of the season. I'm reading what Kyle said. He said Mayfield was a shell of himself and mostly ineffective the rest of the year after Mayfield had an injury to his left shoulder, specifically, the labrum. So it's something that you either play through it or you get surgery. And now could it get worse? Like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to, speculate any further on it, but it just, this whole, the whole passing operation right now is just it seems like it's in a dire spot. I feel for Riley. Like it's in a tough spot, obviously. So this Purdue game, it's going to be fascinating to see how the Irish offense looks, Darren. You do have a competent, I'll say at least competent backup in Steve Angeli, who's played some football for you.
Sure.
Who it's been around for years now. The locker room can rally around him. So knock on wood, if Riley can't play, at least you, in my opinion, have one of the better backups in the country. So, but as far as we know, the plan is for Leonard to play on Saturday. Like Notre Dame's kind of wanting to implement this. We're not talking about injuries. We'll refer you to the injury report that comes out, 2-3 times a week. Freeman will meet with the media Thursday. Fascinated to see how Notre Dame handles this moving forward, because obviously if you're Notre Dame, you would kind of like to not have this out there, but I mean, your quarterback had an MRI on Sunday. Like this is noteworthy stuff.
Nobody would have known had it been not for those meddling kids, right? At On 3.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the
I'm
thing
kidding.
is, no, he went down, he's holding that left shoulder, and then he
No
stops
question.
running. Everyone who saw that and then noticed that he stopped running, this was not, this was kind of to be expected, right? That something were to happen here. So, knock on wood, hope Leonard is okay.
All right, Mike, tell our listeners at WSBT Radio what they're missing if they're not a part of the Blue and Gold family.
I mean, just so much discussion about everything going on with, with Notre Dame football. I mean, you got our writers, we're posting all sorts of articles. You get thousands of Notre Dame fans discussing everything. So if you need a home, an outlet to discuss, to read, to learn, blueandgold.com is the place to be. So head over to our website, and then we still have this offer until I'm told it. You can't use it anymore. No one's told me otherwise. Code UND1, letters UND, and then the number 1 gets you $1 for 2 months of access. This is for new subscribers, and then your subscription will renew unless you cancel. So $1 for the first 2 months. Try us out. This will get you through November. So this will get you through the day after the Florida State game. So it's a pretty good time to sign up.
You ever needed a catchphrase, this is the week. There's never a dull moment at Notre Dame.
Never a dull moment.
It's truly the case this week. Hey, Mike, great job as always. Greatly appreciate your time, and we will talk to you again next week.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Darren.